Continuing forward, I timed out there. Now that we've looked at the squad lineup, we're going to go ahead and take a look at JCX here and kind of get an idea of what you're working with. So now if we look at JCX's squad, a lot of people don't know you can do this, but if you go into the guilds, go to Manage tab, and then scroll down to the person, you can get a good look at their roster and kind of get an idea of what they're working with and how they're working. Now we see JCX's Arena Squad and Fleet Squad. Looks like very good good squads to get you up near the top brackets. JCX's roster power, pretty good. 3.5 galactic power, almost. And a lot of that is toward the top, but you've also spent some time leveling. And one thing I've noticed JCX has taken the time to do, what I suggest, if you want to add galactic power in to help our territory battles out, you can bring all your characters up to level 53, get them around gear 7, put mods on them, and that will increase your galactic power going into territory battles. You can also strip the mods off if you want to fall a little lower in the rankings in your galactic arena or your grand arena, because obviously some people like to do that. I don't, because I don't put a lot of emphasis in grand arena, to be honest, and I've got a roster size now that it's just too much work. But anyway, here you've got a lot of gold in this roster, so that's very good. I can tell you've invested some time and energy into a lot of the right things. So looking at what you got here, you can field a lot of what I just suggested with my own teams there. I see a lot of options available to you. Definitely see if you can make use of that Gear 12 Zeta Barris. That's a very good plug-and-play character to make a very tanky defensive team. Other options that are available to you as we're looking down here. Go ahead and just take an idea. Very strong Rex. That's a good option for a leadership role if you just doing a plug and play lineup there. Another thing you might consider, Akbar is also very good with rebels. Consider using that. You've got some good options available to you here. It's really just a question of where you want to place your time and energy on defensive squads. Now you got a very strong Django Fett by the look of it here. Not super strong, maybe needs some gear, doesn't have some mods, but a lot of potential there. If you want to put a second bounty hunter squad, that's a good way to go with that. So go ahead and move some more. Yeah, you've got some good options in front of you. You'll want to bring your Trey up. Trey is good even at 6-star where you're at, and I presume with our rating schedule that Darth Trayer is not too far away at 7-star. Wampa, use that. Put some Zetas there if you got them available. Good plug-and-play character, especially under the Rex lead. In fact, if you're looking for a good 3v3 squad on defense, Rex with Wampa and Barris may be a very good option for you. I would consider that. Barris's Zeta will keep them healthy, and if they're not running you with meta teams, they may not be able to take it down very easily, and that'd be a very easy team to underestimate as well. Good options available to you. Now, I'm going to look at your arena team modding, because that's something that's worth considering here. Now, you probably saw mine if you saw the other video. Now, you've got some pretty good mods. You got parts of a speed set. I would go ahead and finish that speed set if I were you, because looking at your stats here, I took a look earlier, you're sitting at about 286 speed. Definitely not bad. 126 speed up. If you get those Gear 12 X pieces and you get a full speed set there, you can probably clock out over 300 and beat most of a lot of the Jedi Rebels in your arena. So I would go ahead and look into that. Now, your Jolie, taking a look at it here, you've done a pretty good modding this character. Not bad in the health protection. Health is pretty close to where I'm at, and protection is just a little bit behind, but really not bad. And you've got some very good speed too, excuse me there. So you've done well in crafting your Jolie. Good job there. Grandmaster Yoda's taken a look at this earlier. You might want to consider finishing one set piece. Right now you got a critical hit set piece and a health set piece. going to be a little bit more tankier Yoda. Not necessarily a big deal on Yoda. Not a lot of speed there either. But what you've done a really good job, and I noticed earlier, is adding some damage. You got really good. You've got some good offense on your regular physical offense and your special offense. That'll make some heavy hits. It's just a question of, are you getting a lot of bang for your buck otherwise? And I'm guessing with speed, you probably don't get as many hits as you'd like to. And if you're on something that doesn't have crit immunity, you're probably not getting a whole lot of bang for your buck from those crits. So I'd consider either going towards a full crit damage set with high offensive primary or secondary stats. Usually you want to get plus offense, not plus percentage. Just keep that in mind. And then just go ahead and keep working your Grandmaster Yoda's modding. You can do a little better, I think. Now, beyond that, we're looking at Bastila. Took a look at this earlier. Definitely building the right direction there. Very tanky stats, kind of like mine. Not as fast. You might want to look at adding some speed in there if you can get it. I mean, it all depends on your mods and when they're available. More speed equals more times you get the buffs up on Yoda, and that gives Grandmaster Yoda some pretty big hits. Other than that, I think you're heading the right direction there. Now, we're going to go ahead and look at General Kenobi. Looking at this, I think you've done a pretty good job modding this overall. Very tanky, close to 100k health and protection combined. Good speed, 209. And that's really where you want to focus. You might want to see if you can tweak up the tenacity somewhat. Keeping buff blocks off of General Kenobi can be huge change, hugely impactful in your fights. So looking at that, I would suggest putting a little bit more tenacity in your modding strategy if you can. Now I'm going to go ahead and take a quick look at your fleet profile and just get your inventory, get an idea of what you're working with here. Now, unfortunately, with this, I can't see your entire squad, so I can only assume. But I can see you put a lot of effort into Hands of Millennium Falcon. That's good. And you've got all the reinforcement abilities. That's also important. Helps build up. In fact, just having a lot of these things builds up your speed a little bit, and the speed can be a big difference maker in your arenas. So now you also put some time into Phantom, and I can see you've got the final reinforcement ability. That's very important. Good job with that. Hopefully, and it looks like you probably use the Phantom in your reinforcement ability, which I definitely recommend. And it looks like you probably use Ghost too. That's a good option. TIE Silence are also a very good option if you're using that. Now, with Millennium Falcon in the game, you can use TIE Silencer in several ways. You can use TIE Silencer tends to be very fast. I can see you have yours currently at 190, which is very good. Some people, if they having trouble with Falcon, they can use TIE Silencer to stun Falcon before it has a chance to mask itself. That can be a very good option. You've also got Strength and Boba Fett, TIE Advanced. It looks like a pretty strong Biggs. Definitely could be stronger, but I'm guessing that's probably partially gearing on Biggs Dark Lighter, which if it's not a priority for you, I understand. But it's a very good in a Rebel lineup and can definitely pack a punch. Poe Dameron, same thing. But if you do go that route with these characters, I definitely recommend putting them in your reinforcements and tricking out your reinforcement abilities and make them as powerful as possible. I can see you've been working on Xanadu Blood and Ig 2000 as well. Good idea. Keep working those. That's the key to getting that 7-star Millennium Falcon. And they're actually very good for other purposes, such as defensive with bounty hunter, dark side teams. And also makes your that's very good under Chimera. So definitely not a shabby thing to look into. And I can see you've been putting a lot of effort into your ships in general. I mean, you've definitely put some time and effort into it. You got 5-star Lando. That's impressive. Keep that in mind because you're actually very valuable around Phase 4 of territory battles. Keep that handy because we tend to lack those. And the same thing with the Ig 2000 and the Xanadu Bloods. That becomes very important on the dark side as well. So keep working those because we always tend to have a shortage of those. That could be a big difference maker. If we can get 48 and 45 stars, these are the types of things you come from. And you've actually got a 6-star First Order Special Forces TIE Fighter, which is extremely impressive. That takes some doing because it's not like those shards appear anywhere but pretty much the guild store. So very good job on that. All in all, you've got a very strong roster, JCX. Everyone has work to do. There's nothing... nobody who can say they're completely satisfied with their roster, but I would say you've definitely put in some good effort, and I just wanted to emphasize that. Anyway, thank you for requesting this video. I hope it was helpful in giving you some general feedback and maybe some directions you may want to try. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you the next time.